Hello everybody, I'm Jerry Romine, the entrepreneur abroad, and welcome to my channel. Who doesn't want to be a millionaire, right? When I look on YouTube, I see all these baller videos of millionaires, what they're doing and how they're spending their money, and I think it really delivers the wrong message if you're trying to build wealth. So today, I want to cover the 7 financial mistakes most people make if they want to get wealthy. And I know there are a lot of 7-figure mistake videos out there on YouTube, and I guarantee you this is going to be different and not just some rehashed BS that you've seen 100 times before. My goal is to leave you with information that you can actually use and implement to make a change in your life. In today's video, I'm going to break down the 7 financial mistakes to avoid and give you a simple 7-step action plan to take. Let's get started with a quote of the day, which is my theme for this video. You must gain control of your money, or not having it will forever control you. This is a picture taken from my motorcycle trip last year when I toured South America for 5 months. I share this because when you learn how to have your money work for you, you will actually make money every single day. Here's the crazy part. Would you believe this trip only cost $81.51 per day for 2 people? Yep, that's all it cost, and I woke up every day a little richer. If you would like to know more about my travels, be sure to click the like button and check out my travel videos playlist. But you know, my finances did not happen by accident, so let's get into the 7 financial mistakes to avoid if you want to become a millionaire. Number 1 is not having a financial IQ. You see, colleges have failed you. Colleges prepare you for a job, but they do nothing to teach you about having a financial IQ. The average college debt at graduation is $37,172 with a student loan payment of $393. Most people are so far in debt when they get out of college that their financial plan is to get back to being broke, let alone focus on how to get rich. So let's cover the 5 parts of having a financial IQ. The first part is you need to be able to understand and read a financial statement. Financial statements tell you how much money you have on hand, what your debt is, what your income is, and what the expenses are. Now, if you can't read a financial statement, how can you know what your current financial position is or evaluate a business or opportunity to know whether or not it's a good deal? If you need help on understanding financial statements, just Google understanding financial statements. Number 2 is investing and having your money make more money. You really have 2 choices. Either you can work for money all your life, or you can find a way to work for your money and then have your money making money for you, which is eventually going to lead you to a life of freedom when your money is making more money than you are at your main job. Number 3 is understanding taxes. If you want to make more money, it is your job to understand taxes so you can maximize your profits. Take me, for example. I'm a U.S. citizen and I travel around the world full-time. The foreign earned income tax exclusion is for $105,900, and that means the first $105,900 that I make is tax-free. The tax bracket for $105,000 is 24%, and that means I get to keep an extra $25,416 that I do not have to pay in taxes. And to qualify for the foreign earned income tax exclusion, I just have to live outside of the USA for 330 or more days during the year. How might this work for you? Well, would your employer be willing to let you work remotely? Do you see where I'm going with this? Another quick example for understanding taxes is that as a person, you are taxed on whatever your income amount is. Yet as a business, you are taxed on your net profit, which means you are taxed on your income, and then you get to subtract out your expenses. For a simple example, let's say as an individual, you purchase an airplane ticket and it costs $1,000. Well, that's not tax deductible in any way, shape, or form for you as an individual. But if a business was to purchase that $1,000 ticket and it has to do with any sort of business expenses, then it lowers their taxable income. It's important for you to realize that businesses can lower their taxes through expenses where an individual cannot. Number 4 is having a budget, and I think Dave Ramsey said it best. Dave Ramsey said a budget is telling your money where to go instead of wondering where it went. And the 5th part for your financial IQ is having a rainy day fund. And let me ask you, how much money do you have saved up for your rainy day fund right now? The second financial mistake to avoid is not understanding the difference between assets and liabilities. An asset is something that makes you money. A liability is something that costs you money. I know it sounds simple, but now let's ask yourself, what assets do you have? Well, what do you have that's making you money right now? If the answer is the only thing you have making you money right now is your job, then you have one asset. And let's clear up another misconception. Let's say you own a house. Let me ask, is your house an asset? Well, ask yourself this, is your house making money? The answer for most people, unless they're renting it out or doing an Airbnb, is it's not making them money every month. It's actually costing them money. So this would put it in the liability column. Now let's look at some common liabilities that people waste their money on. How often do you buy a Starbucks coffee? Do you eat out? Or do you buy a luxury car that's a lot more than you need? Now, I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with a luxury car, but there is a huge difference between somebody buying a luxury car like a Mercedes or BMW if they make $50,000 a year compared to a millionaire buying that luxury car. The difference it's going to make in the millionaire's life and their financial statement is marginal, but the difference it's going to make in your financial statement as you're growing and trying to acquire wealth is tremendous. All right, cars, boats, and motorcycles, they're all liabilities in what I call money pits. The only exception to that is if you're some sort of a specialized flipper where you're buying it, fixing it, and selling it to turn a profit, but that's the exception and not a rule. So when you understand their liabilities, even if it's something that you must have, then look at getting something that is within your budget that you can afford. The third financial mistake to avoid is not investing now and not using the 10% rule. What's the 10% rule? Well, in this case, it's really simple. However much money you make, take the first 10% and set it aside and save it for yourself and for investing. What can you invest in? Well, one thing you can invest in is the stock market, and I'll be covering that in other videos for you. A second thing you can invest in is real estate, and I'm a big fan of investing in real estate if it's done the correct way. You can also start a business which has a higher risk and higher reward. And you can also get a side hustle. This could be as simple as getting a part-time job or start selling on Amazon, eBay, Etsy, whatever you can do to bring more money in. The fourth financial mistake to avoid is not investing in you. During the course of your life, there is no greater asset than you're going to have than yourself. So if you're not investing in yourself, then really, what else is there? For most people, once they graduate college or get into the workforce full-time, they stop putting any emphasis on learning. And that's a real challenge because when you get to the real world, all of the emphasis on learning has to come from within because there's nobody out there pushing you. There's no college professors. It all comes down to you making sure you do what needs to be done. The good news is in this day and age, you can learn anything you want. There's books, there's courses, and now just about anything you can imagine you can learn for YouTube on free. It might take time and research, but it's there and it's free. And the way I look at things is once you stop learning, you start dying. So if you're not investing in yourself and constantly growing, where are you going to end up? Most likely, broke and dependent on the government. And if that's the path you take, I wish you the best of luck on that plan. 5 is not taking actions every day towards your dreams. I know, this sounds like rehashed cliches, but it's so important that you understand and get this point. Every day, you're either moving closer towards your goals or further away from your goals. And if you want to be successful, you need to have steady progress towards your goals. And it can be something as simple as reading 10 minutes, 20 minutes, or 30 minutes per day. But at the end of every day, you want to be able to look yourself in the mirror and say, have I done something to get me to where I want to go? The sixth financial mistake to avoid is not having a budget. Most people think if they have money left over at the end of the month, they're doing okay. Well, most people are financial idiots. Now, none of this is rocket science, and don't be the guy that wakes up when you're 30, 40, 50, or 60 and wondering why you are broke. Let's put together a sample budget, and let's say that you make $48,000 per year, which breaks down to $4,000 per month. This is a simple budget, and we're going to do it in 5 steps. Step number 1 is you're going to pay yourself first, and you're going to pay yourself 10%. What I recommend is that every time you get paid, 10% automatically goes into a separate checking account, and go ahead and create a new bank account, which you can do for free, and then name it for yourself in your records, pay yourself first, and automatically 10% is every month is going into that account. In this example, if you're making $4,000 per month, right off the top, $400 is going into that account. We subtract $400 from the $4,000 per month that we're making, and now that leaves $3,600. Number 2, you need to deduct your fixed living expenses. So let's say that your fixed living expenses for your rent or your mortgage, your utilities, and a car payment are $1,500. When we subtract that from the remaining balance, that leaves you $2,100. Number 3 for your budget is set aside your amount for groceries every month. The average grocery cost in the USA for one person ranges between $165 and $345, according to the U.S. Department of Agriculture, which publishes a monthly food plan that suggests how much money Americans should be spending for food. I'll be generous and let's say that amount is $300 per month. Subtract that and that leaves you with $1,800 per month left. The fourth part of your budget is set aside 10% of your income, in this case $400, for entertainment, dining out, and any expenses like that. Now understand that from a financial standpoint, this 10% is purely wasted money. But that being said, everybody needs to live a little and enjoy life. And the nice thing is, as you start to make more and more money, that 10% grows for a dollar value each month, meaning you can enjoy more and more things. But the key is you want to be well budgeted so you're always moving towards your goal and you're always saving and investing more money. And this 10% for entertainment and dining out will help keep you on track. And when you subtract the $400, that now leaves you with $1,400. And the fifth part of your budget plan is you take that remaining balance, which in this case is $1,400, and you now pay off your highest debt, whatever that debt, you pay off your highest percentage debt first, whatever that debt is. And if you've paid off all of your debt, then you're going to go ahead and take whatever is remaining and put it back into your pay yourself first account so you have more money for investing and saving. Now, a common question that I get is, what should your credit card debt be? Well, let me give you a very straight and simple answer. It should be a big 0. Your goal is to carry 0 credit card debt, and that's because you're going to be paying it off every month. Now, I'm still a big fan of using credit cards because there are so many benefits that you can get: travel insurance, points, miles, money back. So I'm not anti-credit card in any way, shape, or form. In fact, I want you to have credit cards and use them for the right reasons. But the debt you carry needs to be and should be the big fat 0. If you want to get ahead financially, then you want to have a budget in place. And I've just given you a 5-step simple budget that you could put in place. Now, if you're too lazy to put this budget in place, well, I'm sorry, you get what you deserve. Ouch, that might have been a little bit of tough love for some of you. So let's look at the average savings for most Americans. The average savings for Americans is only $8,863, which is pathetic. If you want to be average, then don't plan. They didn't, and you can see where it got them. If you want to be financially free, then write out your budget now. And here's the good news. Eventually, you get to the point where you are financially free and you no longer need to do a budget. And even while I do not have a budget, I'm still conscious of my spending, and my net worth is growing quickly because I only spend a fraction of what I actually make. And the 7th financial mistake to avoid is not having the mindset to attract money. And this is kind of a fun one and a hard one at the same time to talk about, because I'm not really a touchy-feely woo-woo energy and spirits and crystals type of a person. But I can tell you with conviction that money is attracted to you when you're ready to receive it. Now, you'll hear this talked about in many ways. Some will say an abundance mentality, focus on what you want, be clear on your goals. It doesn't matter how you look at it, but you've got to understand when you're ready in the mind, the money will come. And perhaps the best way that I can explain this is, let's take an example of athletes. You know, athletes, they can go to college, come out of college, and then all of a sudden they're under a multi-million-dollar contract. What happens? A few years later, they're past their professional sports and they are broke. Another example, look at the people that win a lottery. They come into the money, a few years later they're broke. Well, what happened? In both cases, the athlete and the lottery winner, they did not have the financial IQ or the skills to manage the money, so it simply left and went on to somebody else. So how do you go from where you are right now to being rich and financially free? Well, it's really pretty simple. You work every day towards your goals and improving as a person. My goal with this video is to put you on the path of financial success by knowing the financial mistakes that most people are making so that you can avoid them. And if you followed my advice in this video, then you already have an action plan in place. Let's go over that action plan. Number 1, you are working on increasing your financial IQ every day. Even if it's just 30 minutes a day, you are getting smarter. For more details on what you want to learn, see the first point of this video. Number 2, you clearly understand the difference between an asset and a liability, and you are working on increasing assets and decreasing liabilities. Number 3, you are now investing at least 10% into yourself, and you have set up a separate bank account to hold yourself accountable. Number 4, you have a written budget. And I don't care if you write it on a napkin or type it up on a computer, just write out your budget, know your numbers, and stick to it. Number 5, your awareness has changed. You are now conscious that every day you are either moving towards or away from your goals. Number 6, you understand money will be attracted to you when you have the knowledge and skills to properly manage it. And number 7, you smash that like button because it makes you feel good and it helps the YouTube algorithm. All right, I hope that we laid the groundwork today for your financial success. If you're interested in my other videos, be sure to check them out. And I'll see you on every Monday and Friday when new videos are released.